firm grip you've got there, babe. Angle, awful washing in the background, there's stuff all over the bed. This is how life is at the moment. So I had a baby just before Christmas. This is Elliot. He was born on the 23rd of December and here we are. We've been snuggling ever since. So yeah, I've had a few weeks. Well, he's about 4.5-ish weeks, so we've had a few weeks to kind of decompress and get used to everything. Having 2 children is a lot in ways that I didn't, not in ways that I didn't expect. I expected it to be a lot, but other things that I didn't really expect, like the biggest thing is really time away from Gabe, which was the most difficult thing for me to deal with, and not feeling as present for him as obviously I have been when it's just been him. But yeah, I thought I'd start vlogging today because oh bless you, it's the first day that I am stay-at-home mum vibes. It's just me. Hainsey's working all day. He's worked since Elliot's been born, but it's been a couple of hours. It hasn't been full days. So today is the first day. He went out this morning at like 7 AM and he probably won't be back till this evening around 7 PM. So I had to drop Gabe to nursery. So that involved getting 2 children in the car and getting ready for time to get to Gabe to nursery. And then we've got back and we've just had a feed and we're just going to get ourselves ready because we're going to walk down into town and go and meet a friend for coffee. That is what maternity leave is all about, meeting friends for coffee with babies and buggies. I still feel a bit chaotic and a bit like scrambled in my head, so if I don't make much sense in this vlog or I forget things or I tell you things twice, then do bear with me. So welcome back to the vlog. It's great to be starting back. I have no idea how this vlog is going to go, so here we go. So I knew this day would get away with me and it would get to the evening, I'd be like, I've barely vlogged today. I always have such high hopes in the morning. Anyway, Hainsey's home, Gabe's in bed, and then baby is asleep on Hainsey at the moment. And I'm just gonna make dinner. This is my favourite time of day. Coming into the kitchen, I usually put Magic Soul on and I have a little mum party and make dinner. Anyway, I'm really excited to say that I have partnered with HelloFresh for this portion of the video. As being a new family, like having a new baby and a young family, this is just the absolute dream because, as I'm sure many of you can agree with, having to not think about dinner is just a weight off. Obviously now it's a new year, whether you've made a resolution to try and eat a little bit more healthy, try and prepare your food as much as possible and have a lot less takeaways. I know that's one thing that we definitely need to do. Also having a young family, we want to save some money. We just need to be organised with what we're doing. And HelloFresh, because the meals are already done, you've picked them and everything is there, you just know that nothing's going to go to waste. It's very easy to get into a rut with food, especially now with having a young baby. I just can't physically think of dinner to make every night, but we want to be trying something different. We want to be eating healthy. We want to be eating as fresh as possible. So having HelloFresh this week is just amazing because we've got some different meals to have, which is very exciting, and everything's already there. We don't even have to think about it, and knowing that it's all balanced and it's all healthy and it's all fresh. So as I mentioned, they have a few different ranges. They've got some calorie specific ranges if that's on your radar for the new year. They've got a premium range, so if you're used to eating out quite a lot, and they have a range that's a bit more premium, so it's a little bit like bringing the restaurant experience back home, and being able to cook things that are of that quality. They've also got a rapid range, which is what I am very much here for because it's quick. So after a day of parenting, thinking about preparing a meal, I want it to be healthy and I want it to be delicious, but I also want it to be quick. So let's have a look at what we've got. We're actually having this tonight, which is the salmon special, teriyaki sriracha salmon and ginger rice bowl. I mean, look at that. If I can make it look anything like this, I'm going to be very impressed with myself. But we've also got spiced chicken and pepper stew for the week, quick butter chicken masala. And then you could pick like a bonus. So this is like a dessert. And it's buttermilk pancake. Well, no, this is a brunch. Sorry, not dessert. Buttermilk pancakes and honey roasted figs with fig yogurt and pistachios. So I think we might have that on the weekend. Very exciting. Anyway, it's also got the cooking time. This says how spicy it is, and also how many of your 5 a day it is. Makes it really easy to stick to any kind of resolution you might have for the new year, or anything around food that you're trying to be particularly conscious of, like how much veg you're eating. This just makes it really easy to stick to. So let's go and get cooking, shall we? My veg on this plate. The rice comes in this cute little portion pack, very easy to open. Away we go. Okay, do excuse the background noise because that's my fan oven. Here we go, dinner is served. Have a look at that. Hello. Also, this basmati rice, I can never ever ever, someone does like the perfect amount of water to rice and you boil it and then you leave it to steam. I can never ever do that, but I have just done it because of following this recipe. Yes, I have got an offer code for you. I'm going to put a QR code here and also my discount code. So if you use my code, you get 60% off your first box and then 25% off of the next 2 months for however many boxes that you order, plus free gifts. So if you use my code, that will get you 60% off your first box and then 25% off for 2 months after. If you're a busy family like we are and you don't want to think about dinner anymore, but you want something yummy, delicious and healthy, or it's a new year and you're trying to stick to some resolutions of eating a little bit better, trying to save money, whatever it is, definitely give HelloFresh a go and use my discount code. I'm so excited to be able to do this for you. I hope it's really helpful. I just feel like dinner specifically can just become such a bane of your life, having to think about it every night, that hopefully this helps you out and eases you into the new year and is just one less thing to think about. Yeah, let's go and take this in Tainsy and see what he thinks.
The rice is lush.
The rice is lush.
Nice.
That's lush, isn't it?
Yeah, nice.
Oh my god, the salmon's amazing.
Good, very fresh.
Tastes really healthy.
Yeah, it does.
Oh yeah, stunning. I'm quite tired, as you can probably tell. Is that gone blurry or is that my eyes? Stripes on stripes. I'm wearing Elliot, as you can see. This is quite literally the only way I can get anything done. Through the night though, he is quite good at sleeping by himself, which is great. But through the day, at the moment, not really a chance of him sleeping for any great period of time. So yeah, when I have put him down, he wakes up either within like 5 minutes or like 20. If I need to do anything, it's worth carrying him. Otherwise, I could just sit on the sofa and watch TV. It's been a few days since I vlogged, and that's because it's been very up and down, but also because after I vlogged the last time, it was my first time being alone with 2 children because Hainsey was working for a few days. I had no help. Well, I had a friend come and help me, but my mum came to stay with us the week previous, and so yeah, it was my first time kind of just doing like a night and a morning and a full day alone. The first day was a bit easier because Gabe had nursery, but I still had to negotiate like getting him to nursery, getting all of us up and like dressed and out of the house on time, giving Gabe breakfast. Is this falling? Yes. So that was just a tough time really. It's just difficult. I don't know how people do it. Well, I'm getting more used to it now, but yeah, it was a real roller coaster of emotions. I've actually spoiled the kettle so if you're making a cup of tea. Hold on. Also, I got my Big Shot delivered today and I forgot milk. How do you forget to put milk in your Big Shot? The thing about having 2 kids is you just can't prepare for it, and the biggest thing for me, I'm not going to go into it right now, but I've mentioned about Gabe's development. The hardest thing about that first day of having them both at home was feeling like I couldn't do things with Gabe that I need to be doing to encourage his development. So I just felt like we was at home most of the day watching the TV, and I was just really aware of not being able to interact with him as much or in the way that I would normally, because Elliot won't be put down, and it's hard to kind of play with Gabe properly whilst wearing Elliot. It's hard to it's quite hard to still do things whilst wearing, like this makes it very easy. I love this wrap, but it's not completely like, oh, I can go about my normal day with Gabe. I can't really. Thinking, oh, let's leave the house. I mean, how people leave the house. I think about when my mum had kids. I think, how did my mum's generation do the food shop? with more than one child. Thought of having to go to the supermarket with a newborn and a toddler, I can't even, I short circuit thinking about it. I can't understand how you would do that, but obviously people did do. Have kind of got used to leaving the house with both of them now. I did leave the house on that day with both of them, and it was pretty overwhelming. But Gabe also, I think I've mentioned, has kind of dropped his day nap. He's not ready to, because he does still need a nap. Sometimes he's fine, and it does mean an earlier bedtime, but he does really still need a nap. So it got to the point in the afternoon where I was like, we need to just get out. And also I know that if I leave it to like 3ish, if I go out with Gabe in the buggy, he'll probably fall asleep, and then he can have an hour's nap, and then that makes the day a little bit easier. Elliot is also quite heavy, and this wrap is great. My back, it's taking a toll on my back. So funny, I feel really like out of practice with vlogging, and like before I turn the camera on I have an idea of what I'm going to say, and then I turn the camera on and I feel like I just fall apart and don't know what I'm saying. I'm hoping that's just baby brain and I'll get back into the swing, but anyway, I feel quite rusty at this, so do bear with. Okay, so it's a bit later. I picked up Gabe from nursery, came home. He didn't eat anything at nursery today apart from like a snack, so I gave him some things that I know he'll eat for his dinner, and then put him to bed. And Elliot had a bottle, and I didn't vlog because it's just a bit, it wasn't even chaotic, it was fine, but I was just very much like, okay, it's only me this evening, I need to make sure I get Elliot down asleep by himself so that I can go and do Gabe's bedtime. Luckily it worked out very well. I FaceTimed my mum as well, we had a little chat, so that was lovely. And now I've got, so Elliot's next feed is due in about an hour and a half, so I've in theory got that much time, although I'm not sure, depending when he wakes up. I'm going to just sort everything out in the kitchen. I was thinking, should I put my pyjamas on, do my skincare, like get myself ready for bed, but I think, oh, he's crying. Hold on a sec. It's 9:45. I last spoke to you at 7:10. God, my back. That's how long it's taken to just settle Elliot. I actually took to Instagram, so if you follow me on there you may remember this night, because so 10 to 7 he woke up crying. I'd fed him at 5:45 and then put him down, and he literally was down for enough time for me to put Gabe to bed. Thank God Gabe is such an angel sleeper that he is, and I don't have to worry about him, and his bedtime is relatively quick, and then he's down and out for the night, because if he was continuing to wake up, like this would have just, I would have just gone crazy. But yeah, so he started crying at 7:10, going mad for ages. It got to like 8:05, I think, and he was bobbing his head, just was not settling, as if he hadn't eaten. And I was thinking, I can't, you get so worried, especially when your baby's formula fed, of overfeeding. So I was like, surely he can't still be hungry. And he's 5 weeks, and I feel like this didn't happen with Gabe, and so I was just like, Hailey's not here. And you know when you, like, I just need an adult to tell me what to do. Like, I can't think, what do I do? Do I feed him again? So obviously I took to Instagram, because everyone's so helpful on there, and most people, general consensus was feed him again. And don't worry about overfeeding, because he'll throw up whatever he doesn't want. I fed him again, and he now seems to be asleep, so I've put him down. And I've come in here to do the bottles. I haven't eaten dinner and I'm really hungry. I'm gonna just have some toast because I can't really bother to make anything. It's been quite an intense day, because for the first couple of weeks Elliot would be put down, and it's only been the last couple of weeks that he just will not in the day at all. And I think it's been intense because I've had a few days of just me by myself, whereas previously Hainsley was pretty much here most of the time. He would, if he was working, it was for a couple of hours, but as I said previously, I've had full days where it's just been me. My back really hurts from carrying Elliot. He's already really big. But yeah, I just feel really tired at this point. So I'm really sorry, this feels just like one big moan. And I don't like feeling like this, and I got really frustrated with Elliot, and then I felt really bad. And now I'm gonna get emotional, so I think I'll just end today's vlog here and speak to you again. Good morning, Ellie Belly. Can you believe this sleep suit is 0 to 3 months? Like, obviously it looks a bit baggy at the bottom, but when he stretches his legs out, it's not far off. Look, his whole foot's in there, and you can see there's a bit more room, but it's definitely not really baggy. Look at that, he stretched his leg out. He is such a big baby. I feel like he's already like a 3-month-old, and he's almost 6 weeks. I've been rewatching the Mitchell acts, specifically when Hannah first had Rufus. So just watching her transition from 1 to 2. And I've been trying to find people. Yes, I've been specifically trying to watch people who have gone from 1 to 2 kids. Watching, like, if they've got vlogs, watching what their days are like, what they do with them, all that kind of stuff. Do I look a bit hunchbacky? My back is honestly in bits. I really need to get to the gym, do some strength training, do some physio, something, because this back, as you can tell, I'm feeling much better than where I left you off. Hold on, actually. Let me just change his nappy and then get him dressed, and then I'll talk to you, because I don't really want to change his nappy on camera. Okay, 1 second. Mwah. Oh, what a beautiful smile. My smiling angel. Sorry, my baby talk probably sounds awful. It's so weird having a newborn and just forgetting, like, just getting him dressed as now, put a top on over his head, and newborns hate stuff going over their head. And it's like trying to get his arms through, and I'm going push, because that's what I do with Gabe, because he can just get dressed. And you forget that babies can't do anything. And speaking of this being a very big boy, have a look at this. So I've put him in this outfit, and yes, again, little bit of room, but this top, it's size 2 to 4 from H&M. The first time Gabe wore it, I just looked as, oh, Angel, I'm not calling you, I'm not saying you're big, you're beautiful. This top, the first time Gabe was in it, I just looked, because I know I put it on Instagram when he was born, and it was when he was 4 months old. And this one's in it at 6 weeks old. We've recently switched to using these man bottles. I did try breastfeeding with Elliot. I don't know if any of you remember my breastfeeding journey with Gabe. I'm not sure if I spoke about it on YouTube. I must have done. I definitely spoke about it on Instagram, but basically didn't go well. And it was the same kind of journey with Elliot. Tongue tie, really bad latch. I don't really seem to produce very much milk, and I just find it really draining. I don't enjoy it. It was just a real struggle. And this time it was the same issues. We had tongue tie and a really bad latch, but the tongue tie percentage was graded less than Gabe's was, but the damage it did to one side of one of my nips was awful. Like, I couldn't even pump, because I tried to just pump and not feed him to kind of up my milk supply, and it just didn't work. So I'm not breastfeeding anymore, so we're bottle feeding. But we were using these Tommy Tippy ones that we used with Gabe, and I mean, I didn't really think there was a huge difference with bottles. I just thought, oh, how much of a change can it make to feeding? But I did notice more so with Elliot that even when I switched to bottle feeding, even bottle feeding seemed difficult for him. Like, it took a while to actually get the bottle into his mouth. His tongue just wasn't moving properly. After we got the tongue tie released as well, and just really messy dribble down his chin. And it did used to with Gabe with these bottles, and it's this kind of tea in particular, it's just round. And I really like the look of the man bottle, so I thought, let me order some and just see. And if you can see the teat, it's quite flat. And these have made such a difference. I feel like he is less like windy. He burps really well after feeding. There's so much less mess. Like, he's not dribbling halfway down his chin. There's maybe a tiny bit, but nowhere near as much as the Tommy Tippy ones. So I just wouldn't have thought a bottle would make that much of a difference, but they do. So yeah, we now use these man ones, and we have a slightly bigger one for evening feeds. One of his feeds in the evenings we give him slightly more, to try and encourage him to sleep a bit longer, but that isn't quite working just yet. He's not there yet. Hopefully one day it will. But yes, I just also think these are really cute. This has got a little fox on it. How sweet is that? They were on offer on Boots, so I'm not sure, but I did just get these off Amazon. But yeah, didn't think a bottle would make that much of a difference. Thought it was just an aesthetic thing, but actually they are really good. What a tune! Here she is. She's a very chic mum. She's had a haircut. I did take you with me, but I left you in the car. Feeling much more like myself. Did I say earlier, I just don't feel like I suit long hair. and I feel like it gets to a certain length and it's just doing nothing for me, and then all I do is tie it up, and I don't think it looks very good tied up. I just prefer this length on me. With a button stripe and a nice bob. She's back. Gabe's in bed. Hainsley's tending to the baby while I cook dinner. It's a prawn stir fry, not HelloFresh, unfortunately. We've eaten all that. There we go. I do have one question. I love spring onion, but never will I ever need this much spring onion in a month, let alone a couple of weeks. So I'd be really intrigued to know if anyone uses, when you buy spring onion, do you use that much? Because I just don't. It's the same with celery. I then don't buy it, but I like celery, I like spring onion, but I only need like 2 pieces. So it just goes to waste. But anyway, that's my musings for this evening. So yes, I really just thought I'd just check in to round off this day, because I was conscious that if I don't do that, then it's just going to be the next day again, and I'll have just vlogged in like the morning. Oh no, I have vlogged in the evening this vlog. Anyway, I thought I'd just check in and show off my hair. I'm gonna get dinner cooked, and then I might see you in a bit. I might not though, so there we go. That's the beauty. I'll keep you on your toes. Nights are always the best in town. Good evening, everyone. Lowering my voice because I have a sleeping baby next to me who is due to wake up for a feed at some point. I'm just here to end this vlog. I couldn't tell you when I last vlogged, but the week has run away with me, and that is because Hainsley has been away, and he's now away for slightly longer than we thought he'd be away for. So my mum's been here helping me. So I'm just quite exhausted. The days have all merged into one. But I really, really want to get this video up tomorrow, so I'm just going to end this here. I'm going to say thank you so much for watching, and if you made it this far, I'm so sorry. It's so all over the place and incoherent and just such a mishmash. It's nice to be back in some form. Hopefully I'll be back again soon, and yeah, lots of love. Mwah.